What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am today here with Shannon. Why am I in the driving seat, Shannon?
Because we're going to be giving you a mock test.
A mock test. So this is me now taking a mock test on my channel. Do you think I'm going to pass?
You are good.
Okay.
So I've got faith that you're going to pass.
Now you've said I'm good and you've got faith, there's pressure. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive around a mock test route at Tolworth. This is one of the real mock test routes and it's one of the routes that they use and it's on your sat nav, right?
Yes,
so
it is.
I don't know what's coming up.
No,
I
you
don't know where we're going to go at all, so this should be fun.
Yeah.
While we're driving, we're going to commentate and let you know what's coming up next, because Shannon knows what's going on next as well. She'll point out some tricky bits to give you guys some helpful hints and pointers on the things that you need to look out for if you're doing a driving test here in Tolworth. Where do you normally cover when you're teaching, Shannon?
I cover a lot of southwest London.
Southwest, okay.
Yep,
so like Battersea.
Yeah, Wandsworth, Putney, all of that area.
Cool, so you're like an expert in this area. You've done a lot of driving tests and driving lessons over here. So if you need a sick driving instructor, actually we trained together as well, didn't we?
We did train together.
Shannon teaches exactly the same as I do. She's young and she's got the vibes and energy. If you need a driving instructor in Southwest, can I put your social media here?
Yes, you can.
It'll go in between my hands like magic.
That's me.
Boom. So hit up Shannon, go follow her on Instagram, and any lessons that you need in Southwest, banging. Over there, right there. You got it.
And I didn't pay him to say that.
She didn't, no. Okay, cool. So not only does Shannon help with driving, as an instructor, you also help with theory, don't you? Like you'll give people theory tips and stuff if they ask for it. What's the app that you recommend people to use?
Just the 4-in-1 theory app.
Oh yeah, that you can get on like iOS, Android. It's really good. It's the best one. Like if you just go through the questions, the same questions come up on the test, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Theory is not hard. Lots of people worry about theory. I get lots of questions about theory and like, oh, how hard is the test? Easy. Nothing to worry about.
And it's got a very high pass rate, actually.
It has, yeah. If you've learnt the theory, if you've learnt the app, you just pass it.
Yes, exactly, yeah. Cool. I haven't had anyone really come back with any complaints.
No. And then once you pass the theory, you're halfway there to the driving test.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So we're going to start this route from here. We're outside the driving test centre in Tolworth. I don't know what's coming. I'm nervous because this is like a driving test and you're not going to watch it. The tester now becomes the testee.
That's it, and my eyes are going to be on you.
So the biggest test tips that I can give you guys, because I'm feeling it now, are plan ahead. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be planning ahead the whole way. If I'm planning ahead, nothing's going to jump out at me and nothing will surprise me. Have you got any top test tips, Shannon?
Take your time, and if in doubt, don't do it.
Don't do it, or do what's safest. There's like 101 different ways to do something when you're driving, right?
You've got to do whatever's safe.
Just do whatever's the safe thing.
That's it.
We can't cover every single scenario.
Nope.
Just drive safely and you can't get a fail. If you're doing it safely, you can't fail.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's so official. Shannon's writing my information on the mock test sheet.
I just want to time it, of course.
What? Okay.
Right. Okay, so I know that you know you show me, tell me, so we may as well jump straight to it. Okay, so when you are ready, I would like you to drive on. Okay,
cool. So I'm parked on the right side of the road, so I'm definitely...
arrive at your destination at 1:30 p.m.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna check over my left shoulder because I'm checking the roadside. Do you tell people to do a 6-point check or do they do 3-point checks?
I say check wherever you think is a danger, which normally is the side of the road that you're moving onto. Yes.
Nice, that's what I say. And then people are like, oh, what about the 6-point? There's nothing on the pavement?
Yeah, exactly. The only way we're checking it is potentially if there's a driveway with people hovering around a car. Because of course that would be maybe a hazard.
Or like if you're parked on Oxford Street, you would obviously check the pavement.
Yeah.
Okay, we're turning right here. Oh, this is a properly busy road.
This is a very busy road. We're looking at judgment here.
Do you find sometimes people like start getting agitated if they've waited a bit too long?
Yeah, exactly.
And
but
then they try and take...
is, if there's not a space, there's not a space,
Yeah, exactly. So that now we've got a space on the right, but there's something coming on the left. I'm checking both sides, and that could have made me feel a bit nervous because, oh no, was that a space, was it not?
And I get asked a lot, would I have gone?
Yeah. But you're not trying to drive like a driving instructor. You're trying to drive like you're safe on your driving test, what are they marking you on, right? Safety, and that's it.
Exactly.
Okay, why am I in the bus lane?
I like how you, you checked your sign, your blue sign that says allowed to use it between Monday and Saturday 4 till 7.
Yes.
So you're allowed in it. So why not? It's the normal driving position in that case.
I'm driving slow. I'm driving at 25 miles an hour. I'm concentrating on too many things at once. Okay.
All right, so he's planning ahead. He's seen the bus in the bus stop.
Yeah.
So you've moved out. Brilliant.
I moved out quite early there because I didn't want something else to come alongside me and stop me from moving out.
That was early planning, which is what you mentioned earlier.
Yes. Okay, I'm planning now that the traffic lights might change, so I've checked what's behind me and I can see it's super clear.
All right, tell me, why didn't you signal there?
Because there were no road markings.
Okay, all right. Do you feel like anyone would have benefited from it?
Oh, there were no cars behind.
Nice.
But what do you think?
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
No cars behind. And like you said, the road had only just opened up, so therefore you went straight into it.
Cool, yeah, great. Now I can see though that there's a lorry in front of us.
Okay.
Which is going to be a problem because now traffic's built up on our right. So I'm going to have to merge with them at some point. So I'm going to check now. Moving into yellow box. Oh no!
All right, so what are you going to plan to do now?
Okay, so I'm planning on, I'm going to keep it clear so that the silver car who's also moved across doesn't have to stop on the yellow box.
All right, do we need to panic here though?
No, I'm not panicking.
We don't need to panic.
I'm in a safe position and I'm driving safely. I'm in second gear though, you can mark that one. You can definitely mark that. Would I move back to the left now? I don't know what's coming up and there's nothing about to undertake me.
Okay.
So I'll chill here for a sec and just make sure, I'm safe to move now. Also, would you move on a junction? It might, if I signal there, look like I'm taking a left or a right. So I thought, best to stay on the right there.
300 yards, enter the roundabout.
And are you doing the correct speed here?
Am I? Did we see that? Do you think they saw that? Do you think everyone's going to notice that?
I think you were focusing a lot on your lane position and maybe not so much on your speed,
I was focusing on my lane position and not on my speed. Are you marking that down?
All right.
Am I getting a fail right now, Shannon?
You don't know yet.
Oh yeah, of course, you're not going to tell me to the end. Okay, so if you were on a driving test right now and you think that you've made a mistake, you should keep focused on what's ahead.
Exactly. Stop dwelling on the fact you might have gone over a little bit there and focus on the roundabout that's ahead of you.
Okay, because if you smash the rest of your driving, your examiner might give you a little bit of leeway with the... Hopefully Shannon, my examiner, is going to give me a little bit of leeway. Let's see. She'll probably mark me super harshly. Okay, I'm going to concentrate now.
All right.
I'm going to super concentrate.
Well done for remembering your gear.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
So now, while I'm at a red light as well, I'm not chilling out or going to sleep. I'm staying focused because there's something going to happen next. I don't want the green light to come on and I don't have a plan. So my plan is checking cyclists and motorbikes, and now I'm going to move off because I was ready on the clutch as well. All right, 30 miles an hour, spotted it. See, I'm well on speed signs now.
Okay.
Great. It's the second exit, so I've just passed the first one. I'm going to signal from here, ready for that traffic light. Didn't have to brake sharply for that at all. And I checked the middle as well. Yeah, cool.
That's good use of speed there.
Oh, I can't believe it's going on YouTube.
Nice.
Can we start again? Don't mind getting a couple of minors, but I failed in 5 minutes. That is hilarious.
I like how you made a mistake though, and then you progressed by checking the speed signs.
Yeah.
That's what you've got to do, right? You've got to amend your mistakes.
Which is why also...
Exit A240, Kingston Road.
Cool. Which is why also you have a warm-up before your test, don't you? Do you give people a warm-up?
Yes, I do, yeah. That's it.
How long's the warm-up that you normally give people?
Well, I take them from their house and we drive normally a good hour and 15 before, and then give us a little 10-minute break before we start the test, stretch our legs.
Yeah.
Worcester Park Road.
Okay, speed's gone up to 40. I can see I'm catching up to that silver car though, so I'm not going to go mental on speed. I just want to keep a nice clear distance and catch them nice and gently. Okay, I absolutely don't know where we're going next.
So what are you planning to do?
Planning on turning left soon. So I'm not going to overtake these guys to make progress. 400 yards, turn left. I can't see the junction yet, so I'm not going to signal until I can and I've identified the junction.
Okay, that's a good plan.
Okay, it's coming up soon.
And are you great with yards?
I'm not great with yards. We don't learn yards in England, do we?
No, we don't.
It's not something that you do at school.
Turn left, Worcester Park Road.
People always struggle and they think they need to know the yards, but what you you just need to do is understand that you are going to eventually turn left.
Yeah.
And there's no rush to get into the right lane, start overtaking people. I like your little observation there at that giveaway line.
Just in case, yeah. So a yard is just slightly more than a metre.
Yes, yeah.
So if you don't know what a yard is, just think.
Figure out.
If it's in 100 metres, just think. If it's in 100 yards, just think 100 metres.
Yeah, and what I teach my pupils is a metre ruler is what your teacher used to use, right? Remember a metre ruler?
Yeah. So if you don't know, it's not like we're going to get a trundle stick out or a measuring tape and measure it. It's about 100 metres, 100 yards. It's about the same. Yeah.
After 300 yards, go straight on Old Malden Lane.
Straight on. Okay, 300 yards. That's really useful because I know now there's a junction coming up. Sometimes those sat-navs give misleading information, don't they?
So if you look ahead, our road's going to bend round to the right.
Right, okay.
We're actually going to be going left.
So I definitely need to signal for
Up
this,
that street,
even though she says straight on.
Yeah.
The tom-toms are not my favourite sat-nav
No.
because they can mess up your driving test.
Yeah.
Because they say something, but actually you need to do something else, which is why you have to take the information that's on the screen and then translate it into what's actually on the road.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that happens
It doesn't.
so much.
Sometimes it says bear and there's a giveaway line.
Yeah,
so
what's a
you've
bear?
got- exactly.
Like a farmyard animal?
Yep.
Not a farmyard.
No,
Woodland zoo animal, yeah.
Or not even, yeah. Let's hope they're mostly in the wild.
Yeah. I'm not going to get any bears in London. What's the other confusing things that they say? Like, cross the roundabout and don't give you left, right or straight.
Exactly.
You've got to look at the screen and figure it out
you've
for
got
yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes when you're looking at the screen, you're not looking at your floor markings.
Yeah, because
So
you're
that
trying
can
to
be
work
difficult. But remember, if you go the wrong way, as long as you do it safely, that's what matters, right?
out. Yeah. Oh, I had a test recently and she went the wrong way like 3, 4, 5 times.
Yeah.
What do you think would happen on your driving test if you did that?
If she did it safely,
After
5
300
times.
yards, enter the roundabout and take the first
Do you think the
exit.
examiner would have got annoyed and terminated
probably
her test?
maybe annoyed, but surely if she done it all safe, no?
Have you not heard them say, oh, you won't complete the requirements of the test route?
No.
No, okay, fair enough.
Have you?
Yeah, I've heard that because I had one student, I told her you can go the wrong way and she took the complete P and started going like completely the wrong way on roundabouts.
I must admit,
Trying to make it
I've
really
never,
easy for herself.
I suppose, you know, if they say turn left and you go right, or say the opposite, you go right, the tom-tom's saying turn right and you keep going left, well, you look like you don't know how to turn right.
Yeah. So I've seen a 30 sign. This road though, I'm not going to go 30 down it.
And why?
Because I can't see behind that car, the light's on, I can't see behind that.
200 yards,
That's it.
enter the
For the
roundabout
pavements.
and take the fourth
That's
exit.
good, that's what I
Sheen
teach. These
Houseway.
cars could come alive at any point, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
you need to be planning for that.
Checking my left mirror to move left around the island. Checking my right mirror because I'm going to move around the bus and I'm dealing with a roundabout.
Enter the roundabout and take the fourth exit.
See, she didn't say right, but I can see on the screen it's a right turn.
Okay.
So I'm definitely putting that right signal on. The sat-nav can be super helpful, but also it can be misleading.
Yeah, exactly. How are you going to make sure you take the correct exit?
I'm counting
Okay.
as
all
I
right.
go around.
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, next one's mine, signal and leave.
All right. Brilliant.
Is that how you teach it too?
Yes, it
yeah.
is,
See,
yeah.
same method.
Because
Yes.
you don't know the roundabout. So
I don't, yeah.
how you've never been on it before potentially?
I don't think I've actually ever been here in Tolworth.
These are good meeting roads.
Is it all right to do that on your driving test?
You can say
like thanks.
thank you.
Yeah.
I tend to say keep your hand on the wheel, 4 fingers. People know by
Like that.
4 fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because you can see that, can't you? Really
Yeah,
clearly
you
from
can,
another car. Yeah. What about
And if
this?
no, we don't.
Okay.
We never badger people.
No. What if
Or
you're trying to be
beacon.
nice and friendly? Like,
It could be,
you can go first.
It can be very misleading, can't it? So
you fail
I've
your
actually
test for
seen
that?
that in real life.
Yeah.
I've seen someone flash someone to go, and unfortunately
After
there was a
100
motorbike that was
yards, enter the
undertaken.
roundabout and take
Yeah.
the first
And it
exit,
actually
South
knocked
Lane.
the car, knocked the motorbike.
Whoa, you're
Yeah.
kidding.
So whose fault is that? Is it the guy who flashed him?
waved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's at some sort of fault, isn't he?
Definitely.
Enter the
So
roundabout
we don't
and take
beacon,
the
we don't
first
wave.
exit.
We try to just use our body language, don't we,
Absolutely.
to show people.
Yeah. And you can do that just by the position of your car.
Yes, you can.
Right?
Yeah.
Making eye contact with people.
That's it. And just staying still sometimes. right?
Yeah, they get the message, don't
Exactly.
they? They might not go straight away. They want to confirm what you're doing by if you're going to stay there or not.
Yeah.
But they will go eventually. Or you just go. Be assertive. Just take the space. If someone else isn't going, go. Okay, this road. I'm staying well back from that van because I've got a better view. Those high-sided vehicles, right? If you stay right behind them, I'm going to help this bus out because I'm nice like that. Yeah,
And did you give way to that bus because he had right of way, or was that just you siding on the, like, you're being more the whole, he's a bigger vehicle, it's more safer for me to stop rather than...
Yeah,
Okay.
he is a bigger vehicle and it's a bus. We're supposed to help buses out.
We are,
But also
yeah.
the hazard was on my side.
Yes.
Like the car was on my side.
Alright.
So automatically then the other vehicle has more priority, right?
Nice, yes, that's it.
Okay.
Good mirror checks there, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
On the mirrors.
See, this is the thing, like in the first 5 minutes of your driving test, you might feel a little bit nervous, you might be making extra mistakes, which is why you just need to concentrate a bit more. Where am I going next? Oh yeah, left at the end. If you forget, you can just look, or you can ask. Can I ask you?
On a test,
You can't ask for directions.
I believe they say follow the tom-tom, but if they don't want you to go the wrong way, they will say to you, yes, it is left at the end.
Okay, this is left turn only. I can see that from the sign.
Okay.
Would you still signal?
Ooh, let's see what you think at the end of the road. What signal is required
It's actually
here?
a slip road. Oh wow, this is the hardest joining onto the A3. It's a super small slip road. I'm looking over my shoulder, I can see a really big gap. Don't be afraid to use up your instructor's gas at this point. Put your foot to the floor and get up to speed.
Nice.
But I made sure that there was a really nice gap, and if there isn't, what, wait?
You stay put.
Stay
wait.
put, yeah, just wait
Don't
until
panic.
you find a nice gap. Doesn't matter if you wait a minute, because if there's no gap to move into,
there is no gap. Exactly.
just hold it.
And remember, it's all about safety, right?
Yeah.
So the faster the car, the bigger the gap.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And the fact is, you're coming from zero.
From zero, joining.
That's a big speed difference, right? 0 to 50.
So if you're doing a test at Tolworth, would you recommend doing that like a few times?
Yes, I would. Yeah.
If you're not with an instructor and you're with like friends, family, mum, dad,
Yeah.
you should probably practice that a few times.
Exactly.
Because that might be nerve-wracking.
And in general, in life, they are the hardest emergers, aren't they, onto A roads?
Yes.
So for life, you never know when you're going to end up at that junction where you go, oh, actually, I'm going onto a dual carriageway now.
Yeah.
You want to be used to doing that whole getting your speed up, jumping through gears.
Yes.
Did you gear hop there?
I didn't, but I
No,
could have.
you could have,
You could have, yeah. Do you teach people how to do that? Like
Yes.
skip a gear when you're speeding up really
Yeah.
fast? Yeah.
Yeah.
miles. Take
And
the
some
exit
people actually don't realise they
Tollworth.
can do that until you introduce these roads.
Yeah. It does help you
It does help
to
you.
speed up faster on the motorway or dual carriageway. Do you do motorway lessons as well?
I do motorway lessons.
Where do you
yes.
normally take people for a motorway lesson?
Believe it or not, I've been using the M25 because it's very difficult.
Yeah, so
and you
many
have
lanes.
to be very used to your observations, moving lanes, overtaking, coming back over. It is probably the motorway that I would say you learn the most on.
And not just doing that, like multitasking as well. Because if you're trying to leave in a certain place or follow a sat-nav, trying to figure out what you're doing, concentrate on the vehicle in front and read the sign on the gantry,
Yeah.
difficult. Okay, now I've got local knowledge here,
Okay.
and I know that this lane's going to turn into a slip road soon, and that's
Okay.
fine to use local knowledge, isn't it?
Yes, it
So
is.
if you know something's coming up, let's
Yeah.
do something about it early, because this is busy. It's going to be quite difficult to move
move
to the
over,
right.
yeah.
So I'm creating a gap there. I'm getting a little bit quicker. I'm going to indicate to the
After
taxi.
800 yards, take the exit.
Oh wait, I am leaving here.
Tollworth.
Okay.
Okay, I am leaving here.
All right.
So I'm going to chill out here for a bit.
Okay,
But-
so could our pupils learn from that?
Yeah.
Because you didn't realise there you were going to move over, but sometimes we do have to hold off for a bit to know what
to make sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Good
So
shout.
you can't always. I know people do that with bus lanes. They move over too quick,
Before they've read the sign.
and then they get undertaken.
Ah, yes.
See, we got to make sure we know where we're going first.
Right. Where am I going next? I am turning right on the roundabout.
After 300
Hold on
yards,
for reaction
enter
to
the
that car.
roundabout and take the third exit.
I've seen that on the sat nav
The second right.
before she called it out, so I can keep to the right lane. I always want to know what I'm doing next,
Right.
not just when she tells me, when I need it.
Enter the
And how comes we
roundabout
signal
and
nice
take
and
the
early
third
for this
exit.
roundabout?
Then Take
Well,
the
who's going to
second
benefit from
right.
that?
No more junctions around me, so I'm
Okay,
not
nice.
misleading.
All right.
Car behind now knows what I'm doing.
Exactly.
If it's more helpful than misleading,
All
then
right.
then do it.
Nice. And this roundabout, this is Hook Roundabout.
Roundabout.
You can actually use you should use the right lane to go straight. So
Okay.
you putting that right signal on nice and early tells people nice and early, I am not going straight in this right lane. So that's good.
Okay, this is going to be a busy one, and I'm not in a hurry. This cyclist has blocked that really nice gap I could have used, so I'm going to just chill. The examiner's not going to expect you to move off into an unsafe gap because they're in a hurry to get back for a cup of tea. They want you to move off into a safe gap, so just chill, relax, keep looking. Nope. Sometimes this takes a while, doesn't it?
Yeah. And we've got two lanes
there we
here,
go.
so we've got to make
There's
sure
my
both.
gap. Nope, I'm changing my mind.
All right.
I'm not going to do that. I'm on a driving test. There's a safe gap. It will come eventually. Don't be in a hurry to take a safe gap, and don't worry about changing your mind.
Nice.
Okay, now I'm going to see if I can move across to the left. I'm going to signal left at this point because I'm past the last exit before mine. Not rushing on a roundabout. Do you see people trying to fly around a roundabout like they
Exactly.
smash
you
the
don't
gas
need
on
to,
and then the
exactly.
steering
You don't
goes
need
everywhere?
to. And no one expects them to, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you got to remember. You're probably better off doing a roundabout slower and safer than you are trying to keep up with everyone else
Exactly.
doing it so
Turn
quickly.
right, then turn right.
Would you recommend like neutral or keep it in first at traffic lights?
So neutral handbrake, but if I'm being honest, at a pedestrian crossing that you know is going to change quite quickly,
Yeah.
I say keep it in gear.
Just keep it in gear so you're more ready.
Yeah, you're prepared to go again. If we were waiting at a cross junction, I would say secure the car, rest your feet even.
Turn right.
If you
Okay.
know that it's
Turn
going to be
right.
pedestrians and then the other traffic.
Turn right, Hook Road.
Or
Then, at
if
the
you're
end of
first
the
in the
road,
queue, would you
turn
still
right.
do handbrake neutral?
Well, if you're waiting, yes, because
Okay.
you never know if someone that's actually, believe it or not, happened to me.
Has it?
I actually did get knocked from behind at a cross junction.
Really?
Turn left.
So yeah, it does save you from getting shunted into a box where traffic is going in the opposite direction. So
Okay, I was super cautious there. I couldn't see behind that van, and the way that the
Turn
black
right,
Mercedes
then
held
turn
back,
left.
I
Right.
thought they might have spotted a
Right.
pedestrian.
Okay. So you went on the side of caution
Yeah,
there.
definitely. You'd rather stop at a crossing that no one's at than go
Exactly,
at a crossing
exactly.
that there's someone crossing at. Yeah, for sure. Okay, checking
Turn
next.
left, Malvern Road.
So now we're on a completely different style of driving. We've just come from the super busy roundabout and really busy dual carriageway to a really quiet side road, residential road. So
Yeah.
I've got to completely adapt my driving style. I'm just slowing right down. I'm not even at the speed limit right now. I'm chilling out. I can't see behind these cars. I'm ready for
And what is the speed limit of this road?
this road. 20?
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did you know that, or did you just kind of make a judgment with the parked cars?
I made a judgment with the parked cars. I wouldn't,
Even if it was 30,
if
would
it
you
was
change
30,
your driving?
I wouldn't go 30 on this road. I'd still keep below 20. I would expect to fail my driving test if this road was 30 and I did 30.
Exactly.
At the
So
end of
it's
the
a
road,
limit, not a target,
turn
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also it says on the car.
Okay.
There's a really cool system in this car where there's a camera in the front and it spots speed signs.
Turn left, Cotterell Road.
It's not perfect, but it's better than the sat nav. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to make a real big effort to get back to the left in case someone wants to come in the road this way.
Okay.
They can. I didn't need to stop at
So
that
on
one.
your test,
would you give me
they're
hesitation?
looking. No,
Okay.
because
Because I was waffling.
I must admit, no, because the parked cars were there.
Okay.
So, I mean, if anything, if you were going to emerge, you'd be expected to emerge very slowly.
Cool.
Remember, it's not always about you seeing as well. I've got to make sure it's safe.
Yes, that's such a critical thing.
Yeah.
Make your examiner feel safe as well.
Yeah. And if I don't know if there's a car there and
You're
you
gonna
start
stop me.
moving,
Yeah.
I might stop you.
Turn left, Ditton Road.
Turn left, Ditton Road.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I've done one mock test here with Hannah,
Left.
and she did so well on her mock test. She was amazing at driving.
Had she driven around Tolworth before?
She hadn't.
Oh, really?
She hadn't.
See?
It was her
Yeah.
first time driving around Tolworth as well, and it's quite an interesting area. There's such a massively diverse,
Yeah.
different set of roads, like
Really.
that big dual carriageway. And look now,
Exactly,
we're in a
yeah,
small
yeah, yeah.
20 area. I could bomb up to 30 here if I didn't know that it was
At the end of
20
the
miles
road,
an hour.
Alright.
turn right, either Brighton Road.
But the fact is, it's big enough to be A30 potentially.
It is, yeah, in
so
another
you do
area.
have to know the speed limit. New road, new sign.
Okay, and I've seen the 30 sign before we got to the end of that road.
Okay. I like the way you've positioned at this junction. Is this junction big enough for 2 cars?
No, but someone's going to come on the left of me anyway because they're in a hurry.
But because you're positioned so well,
Oh, you think that would be okay?
I do believe you're positioned well enough for them to be able to get out. You see how you haven't held them up?
If you were on a driving test, would you go alongside someone if it was
I would not.
No.
No.
Unless there was lane markings that said it was 2 lanes,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. We don't make a judgment. And also, you'd have to go super close to the curb.
Yeah.
Do we do that? Is that safe?
And we're
to
not
go
in a
that
hurry,
close?
right?
No.
We just want to be safe.
100
Exactly.
yards. Enter the roundabout and take the second exit.
Okay.
Upper Brighton Road.
Roundabout, second exit, Upper Brighton Road, got it. Now I'm planning from here. Second exit, can't signal, but it's on my left. I can see that on the sat nav.
Okay.
Cool, so if there were 2 lanes,
Enter
I'd
the
be on the
roundabout
left.
and take the second exit.
But there's not, so I'm just gonna keep to my normal turning left position, looking my right in advance. Is there anything coming? Nope, they're not moving, so I'm gonna set off. Taking a good line around the roundabout, not trying to shortcut it. Oh, I know where we are. We're going towards Surbiton.
We are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. See, that's another thing, right? Tolworth around the test centre, tight, really a lot of meeting roads, come out in Surbiton, a hell of a lot of pedestrian crossings.
That Victoria
and-
Road is
yeah.
super difficult. Why am I checking the back mirror? Why is that helpful?
On approach to a pedestrian crossing?
Or if I'm braking, yeah.
You've got to see the distance of the car behind, right? Because if they are very close to you, you're going to brake a little bit earlier, which is actually normally people's first thing is that they say, if a car's close behind you, you need to speed up.
Right, no.
The fact is you don't, and
Yeah.
it's the opposite,
It's
in
the
fact.
exact opposite.
Yeah.
You would slow down.
Right, Maple Road.
If they're going to hit you, I want them to hit me at a lower speed.
A lower
Yeah.
speed, exactly.
Right, turning right here. This could be difficult. What I can see now is there's lots of cars coming this way, which means I'm going to have to wait for them.
Okay.
Now I've got a plan where I'm going to stop in the junction.
And is this a big box junction or is it fairly small?
It's quite small, so I
Alright.
don't want to block people off if I
Alright.
can, but I'm going to make more effort to not block the cars in front of me than the cars behind me.
Exactly.
I don't want to go too far to make it difficult for me to turn. Okay,
well.
this one's turning, so I could definitely go there.
Right.
20, it's on the floor. I could definitely go a bit faster if I hadn't seen that.
So
But-
at that junction just then, you mentioned just there that you are more thinking about the cars ahead of you than the cars behind.
Yeah,
So if the
definitely.
junction isn't big enough for the car behind to get past you, is it okay to get into the junction and then stop? Would you fail for that? If they have to stop behind you?
No, you should go into the junction, and if they have to stop behind you, that's okay.
Yeah.
Because if you're turning right on a small
Tiny
residential road, they will stop behind you.
Exactly.
You have to block traffic.
Yeah.
You can't block people that have priority over you.
Do you find that people sometimes question that?
Yeah, definitely.
And then they push past their junction too much because
Yeah.
they're trying to make space for people
everybody.
behind.
Sometimes
you
you
can't
can't
do that.
make
You
space for
just
everyone.
can't do that, no.
Okay, pedestrian on the left. I'm actually covering my brake. I'm not pressing it,
Nice.
just covering it in case he wants to step out. Pedestrian crossing. It's such a nice area around here. Look at this. If this was your driving test, you'd feel so calmed and relaxed by all of these trees. It's such a nice road. Imagine doing your test somewhere like Barking. Have you been to Barking before?
haven't,
It's
no.
just grey, concrete, big, massive
Really?
roundabouts, dual
Yeah.
carriageways everywhere.
And I've heard about, where's the place with all the roundabouts? Milton Keynes?
Milton Keynes, yeah.
I've heard about that as well.
I've never driven in Milton Keynes, but
Where's the place with apparently 8 roundabouts together? Is that in Wales?
is it?
I think so. Apparently you come off one roundabout into another, into another.
After 200
Do you want to do a road trip to Wales and
Should we
go,
do it?
go and cover that test?
Should we do
Let's
it?
do it. Comment below if you want to see me and Shannon in Wales.
Road trip.
Yes. Okay, cool. Let's go. Turning right. This looks like it's a very sharp
Turn right.
corner.
Okay.
So I need to identify exactly what road I'm going into. It's that one.
Okay.
So I'm ready for that. It doesn't look like the cars in front are signalling. They might be going straight. They might be turning right. Can't take anything for granted. Where am I going to stop? Not too far forward so it makes life difficult for me, but not too soon so I don't let anybody else fit into the junction.
Alright.
Okay, cool. There's a nice gap for me. Damn it!
But you're not stalling, you're recognising it very quickly when you're leaving it in seconds.
I can feel it, yeah.
But
'cause
you
the
are
car's not
leaving it
got
in
the
second.
pull. Yeah, the car's not got any pull to pull me forwards.
Exactly. And isn't it about recognising that?
Yeah, it's a 20 road, isn't it?
All right.
This is a 20 road, yeah? Yeah. Just grab that. Okay, cool.
So would you see ahead of you?
30 sign.
Okay, so tell me what do we do here? Are we allowed to speed up now?
So the 30 sign's a gate. Once you pass the gate, you're now at 30.
Nice.
You can't go 30 before that.
All right.
Okay, cool.
What
let's
about
go.
if we were on a 30 and it was 20?
Then you need to get to 20 before you get to the gate.
Nice.
yards,
Yeah?
enter the roundabout and take the first exit, St Mark's Hill.
Yeah. Okay. I can see this is getting busy up ahead, so I'm just using a bit of caution. And I can slow down. If I'm on a driving test and I'm not sure what's happening ahead, I'm going to reduce my speed. And that's okay.
Exactly.
Gives you more
Enter the
time
roundabout
to
and
plan
take the
ahead
first exit.
and work stuff
and
out.
there, as a driving instructor, you still did that
I
same
still
thing.
slowed down because I
So
want to do it perfectly.
It's
Okay.
just generally good driving, right? If you don't know what's going on ahead, you slow down.
How many times do you see people rush through a driving test because they think the examiner wants to see them be super confident
Exactly.
and drive really fast?
No, yeah.
Yeah. Or on the flip side, drive really slowly because they think the examiner wants them to be really careful.
So
Why are you
slow,
doing
yeah.
that? Just drive like we've learned on lessons.
Exactly, that's the thing. You
After
can't
200
change your
yards,
driving.
you
You
have
can't
reached
change
your
it too much
destination.
because that's not what we taught you.
Yeah.
So therefore, why would you change it that much that actually you come back with a fail?
This is the end of the route.
All right.
Does this mean
so
we're done?
traffic lights, we're turning right.
Okay.
Your destination 39.
So I'll
St.
direct
Mark's
you
Hill.
from here.
Slowing down for the junction in case the lights turn red. I don't want to bomb through that at 20 miles an hour
And how comes we didn't stop at that cross junction?
because there was nothing coming. Also, there was a filter arrow.
Nice.
You see the filter arrow?
Yes,
Yeah.
there was. Yeah.
Which means
So that's a good thing. But if you'd missed that filter arrow and you stopped in that junction,
would you get hesitation?
I believe
or would you fail?
I believe you would fail
Yeah.
because you're going to hold up the traffic behind, correct?
And no one's expecting you to stop. They
No.
can all see the filter arrow as well.
Exactly. Believe it or not, I think as you plan for your filter arrow, and if you assume the person in front of you is going to plan for that filter arrow, you potentially might even knock them from behind because
Yeah.
you're planning for them to go, right?
Yeah, driving's easy because everyone's predictable. When you
Exactly.
start doing unpredictable stuff, then bad things happen.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, this lady, not going to invite her to cross by braking because the bike behind me might not expect that.
And he's very close, right?
He is very close,
So
yeah.
he wasn't planning to stop for it, was he?
He's not planning to stop for her, no. So if I braked for her, that would catch him
Alright.
off guard, doing what is unexpected. And it's nice to be nice to people.
It is.
Maybe if I wasn't on a driving test, I might have attempted to stop for that lady, but not on a driving test.
With that motorbike that close to you.
Well, if I'd braked from much further back and I wanted to help her out.
And there comes the mirror checking.
Yeah.
Alright. So, just thinking time-wise.
All right. How long have we been driving already?
Half an hour.
Half an hour, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm not timing this. If I'm driving on my driving test, I'm not trying to keep up with the time and guess how long's left. But literally that's felt like 10 minutes.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And especially if you're used to 2 hours lessons.
Yeah, yeah.
So you think 2 hours, 40 minutes, it's a breeze.
It is. It's so simple. People get so worried and anxious about their driving
Yeah.
test. But I know, I messed it up in the first 5 minutes, but I didn't need to do that. If I wasn't talking and waffling, I would have probably spotted the speed sign. The driving test doesn't need to be difficult. You just have to drive safely for
So
half an
deep
hour.
down, are you secretly hoping that I'm going to let that slide because you've kept to every other speed limit?
Well, I've tipped over once or twice, haven't I?
1 mile per hour?
1 or 2 miles an hour.
And what
yeah.
do you teach? Do you teach your 10% rule? Bring it back
10%
down
rule, yeah,
within
yeah.
10%?
Don't take the P with it though. If it's 10% all the way down the road, then you're not in control of your speed.
All right.
Would you
We're gonna
recommend
take
this place?
The traffic lights, we're turning right.
Okay. Do you recommend Tolworth? Do you like bringing people here?
I would say you definitely have to be confident. I wouldn't say that if you're not the most confident driver, it's a lot of speed changes, which means you have to be looking at your lampposts. And if you're looking at your lampposts,
Yeah.
you know, you can definitely plan ahead for what's coming. You miss one of those signs, you've only got to keep it above 20, and you're going to come back with a
fail straight away,
unfortunately.
Okay, this one's a bit cheeky. Look how that 30 sign's hidden behind the lights.
Yes.
I would easily miss that if I wasn't super aware, or if I hadn't seen that before.
What do you teach if they do miss it then? What about the next road helps us out?
Okay, there's no 20 signs anywhere.
All right.
And if you're on a 20 zone, you're going to see repeater signs.
Nice, exactly.
Also, if I'm...
So could you hold off here and just check the lamppost for a bit?
Check the lamppost for a bit,
and when you see quite a few lampposts without 20, then pick it up.
If I look into side roads, okay, no, the side roads are still 30. But if you look into side roads and that says 20, then that's another bit of confirmation for you.
Nice.
Are all of these side roads 30 as well?
A lot of them,
What?
not the ones on the right so much.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the ones on the right are.
Can you imagine
20.
that being in Mitcham? Mitcham, like literally, even this road would be
20
in Mitcham. Yeah.
I know. That just shows you we're like slightly in Surrey, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
So where
these
they
roads
say,
are 20.
oh yeah, there's the change. Where they say you should be able to drive anywhere, actually, yeah, you can book your test anywhere, but you still probably want to practice in the area.
You need to know,
because it could
and
be
you
completely
need to be
different.
familiar. We're going to take this next left.
Okay, now I'm coming back to the test centre.
Right. But we don't want to muck it up here, right?
No, so common to fail in the last 2 minutes.
Exactly. So this is the bit where you need to take your time.
What's this guy doing in the road?
Nice, and then we can park up anywhere that.
Because you're
is
thinking,
available.
oh, it's the end of my driving test.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass, or I've damn I failed.
But
and
it's
then
not over
it's
until
not
it's
over until
over.
the fat lady sings.
Exactly. Your handbrake needs to be up, the engine needs to be off, and then you can breathe.
Okay, let me find a cool place to stop off. I might stop on the left just up there. Might be over a driveway, but we're not going to be long.
Nice.
Okay, neutral, handbrake on.
Right.
Does it take them long to give you results after
Give
you've
me
passed?
a few minutes.
Okay.
Well, actually, because now it's quite quick.
No,
they don't
just
have
use
to.
iPads.
It's all
yeah. It's all done electronically for
All
them.
right. Let's have a little look.
Oh no! How many marks are you counting? Are you joking? What the hell, Shannon?
I haven't seen one of these shoots for a little while.
The suspense is killing me right now.
Would you mark it as response to traffic signs, or would you mark it as use of speed?
Which one?
Breaking the speed limit.
Breaking the speed limit, use of speed, yeah, definitely.
And then. Let's have a little look.
Those examiners that don't tick anything until the very last moment, so you look over and they're like, you haven't done anything. Then you turn your engine off and they're like, dot 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 dot. Oh, what?
Okay, so congratulations, today you passed.
What?
Hey, you got 3 faults, 3 minors.
Okay, go on.
So, one, I gave you a gear because you did occasionally leave it in second, but you did catch it quite a few times, and that was fine. But it's always good to plan. Make sure you're stopping first gear.
And remembering,
to gear down so you're ready to set off again.
Okay.
You could stall, and therefore you're holding up traffic. You just don't
that's
want to
it.
be risking that. There was at one point we were going, a bit fast on the A roads, but all the cars started slowing down. You started slowing down a little bit late on the old following distance.
Okay.
So we could have kept that gap a bit bigger.
Okay.
At that speed that you were going.
Cool, yeah.
You did eventually open it up, and that was fine.
On the A3.
A3, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. When we got past Tolworth.
Yeah.
A little bit close there, cool.
Bit close to that car following distance. And then there was the use of speed. Just remembering going in, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
If you're, like you said about the gates.
The speed, yeah, I
we
didn't see
were
the
at
speed
30,
sign at all.
we went into a 20, but then you adjusted it a bit late. So just remembering adjusting it before the gates.
Okay,
Yeah?
cool.
All right,
Take that on
but
board.
other than that, well done.
Guys, do you think I passed or failed? Do you agree with Shannon? If you were on your driving test or if you were my examiner, would you have given me a big fat F on that? I am so pleased, which is just such a good lesson for you guys at home to say, do you know what, while you're on your driving test, you're in the worst position to judge mistakes, because you might think something's really bad, but the examiner is like, you know what, your driving's really nice. I'm not going to make you come back again for that small infringement.
Exactly, yeah.
Never assume you failed. Always keep up with your best driving until you've finished and switched the engine off.
And it just shows you that no one's perfect, right?
Yeah, not even this YouTuber.
But the fact is, you don't need to be perfect. Are they looking for a perfect driver?
Absolutely not.
Which is why you're allowed 15.
Yeah, 15 mistakes is so many. In half an hour, that's one every 2 minutes.
Exactly. It sounds crazy, but they are not looking for perfect. Why are you trying to produce perfect? You don't need to.
Yeah.
So yes, you want to be the best of the best, but if you make a few mistakes, don't let it get you. Like
just
you said,
aiming for safe.
Don't dwell on what you've done. Move on.
Plan ahead.
Focus on what, because a mistake leads to another mistake if you keep thinking about it.
Yeah,
right?
I had that massive roundabout after the speeding, didn't I?
did.
If I was still thinking about, I've sped, I failed, I wouldn't have got that roundabout right for sure, because that's a complicated roundabout.
Yeah, exactly. So actually, that was true. That roundabout, you could have easily not stayed in your lane because you're thinking, because then
signalled wrong.
exactly.
Yeah, anything.
So well done for that. That was good.
Oh my God, I'm happy. I'm going to keep my driving license. Thank you very much,
What
Shannon.
did you think of the route?
The route was actually really tricky. There were so many different types and styles of driving. Small, big town centre with Surbiton, the big A road, the A3, and the tiny slip road where you've got to have so many different skill sets.
Yes.
Tolworth's quite a hard place to take your driving test.
It is hard. It's definitely it definitely does test all areas of your driving.
Yeah.
And if you find a good driving instructor, then you never know. You actually, believe it or not, I believe they've got just as good pass rate as Morden, right?
Oh really? Okay.
I think so. Look it up, but I believe so.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, I put you on roads that I believe were a lot of speed changes to see whether you were going to be looking.
Oh, you gave me a hard route there, did you?
I did, yeah. So I always want to test that people are going to be checking their speed signs.
Cool.
Because I don't want someone coming back and telling me that they broke a speed limit. Because the fact is, that's not a reason to fail your driving test.
No, it's bad.
So you've got to definitely be on the ball with looking at those signs.
Okay, and Tolworth, that's something to look out for. If you're taking your test here, practice loads. Or find Shannon's IG, there it is, and hit her up for some driving lessons, because, sick instructor, and she'll help you pass.
Yeah,
cool. Thank you very much for coming out and doing the video.
That's all
Hopefully
right.
we get you back in the hot seat, and I can give you a driving test, and we can give you some more routes at different driving test centres. You going to come back?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
I've got to try and beat 3.
Okay, yes, you've got to try and beat 3 minors, and then you're going to be the driving test winner.
Thanks.
Shannon, thank you so much. Brilliant. Guys, catch you in the next video. Drive safe.
See you guys.